Hello and welcome to the Famous Musicians Podcast. This is episode number 40, the third part of my interview with Paul Kerekes. I probably could have split it up into 4 parts, but I've kind of milked this opportunity for all it's worth. And as much as I'm impressed with my pragmatism at figuring out how to keep a constant stream of content flowing, I don't want to beat a dead horse for viewers and give you a bunch of little snippets when really it's a 3-part series. It's not a 4-part series. Just some matters to attend to. The first chiefly is, if you heard episode 39, you may have happened to notice that I cut off the interview at a odd point, almost as if I pressed the wrong button in the digital audio workstation where I was exporting the file and didn't have time to quality check it. And if you were to guess that, I'm going to level with you, dear listener. You would be right. That would be correct. I had a point that I wanted to break the interview off at, which made sense. And then I added my own monologue, and then it got pushed through this. There was a quadrant that was going to export this whole quadrant of audio and video, and lo and behold, that got pushed forward as much as it took for me to just do this blabbing right now. This interview, which is coming up, is very personal. It's a nice personal interview. Gone through some stuff in that interview, a little additional bonus information. Some people like podcasts because they seem like they're very personal. You're kind of sharing with them things you're going through in your life. And I can do that as well. So just to give you some additional material to juxtapose with this other personal material, just a quick summary of some things going on right now in my life. A very close friend of mine. Am I inflating that? No, it was a close friend of mine. A very close friend of mine distanced herself from me after what I can only assume was reading something in an email I wrote back to her that she took umbrage at. And it'd be tempting to say that, she's wrong and I'm right or something like that. But as with many of these sorts of situations, it is always, if I had known that it would have caused me to not be interacting anymore with that particular person, I would not have said whatever it was that I said. Won't go into detail about that, but that is something I'm currently working my way through emotionally right now. I'm in my 30s now, so a lot of people are that I didn't like when in my 20s because I made up arbitrary rules about who I should associate with. Those seem very arbitrary now to me, and now I just talk to everybody. And a lot of people I thought that I hated or I had enmity with, I don't really have those things. Those are based upon rules which don't apply anymore. So it's a nice, joyful thing. Was there anything else? I'm driving a car now. I hadn't been driving for a long time. And the last thing, please be sure to support the show on Patreon if you find the desire, the inclination to do so. www.patreon.com/Famous Musicians Podcast. And also check this out on YouTube because I believe almost all my episodes have 0 views. I don't know how that's possible, but I have achieved that level of unpopularity. I am uniquely unpopular. Onto the show.
Yeah. So like that has never changed. I feel like I always need some kind of like emotional launching point to get into it, but it was new in the sense that I was kind of in this new territory stylistically.
Yeah.
But yeah, these pieces are based on poems by Mark Strand.
Mark Strand, yeah.
Yep, who is an amazing poet. I have his book somewhere behind me. Oh, it's down here.
Next to the pumpkin and the Temptations.
Next to the pumpkin.
Who's that? Frankie Valli?
Oh my gosh, yeah. My dad put that there. He gave me this. Yeah, it's the Rat Pack.
Oh, of course it's the Rat Pack. Yeah, me and Jack Benny.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Joey Bishop. It was me, Joey Bishop. And Elmo. Uh, by the way, that was a reference to the late great Ezra Latterman, who was my teacher when
Right.
I was writing these pieces that I'm about to play.
Because that was before
And
David Lang.
this was pre David Lang. Yeah, I
Right.
first got to Yale. Ezra, was this like looming giant in the compositional scene. I hadn't known too much about him though because I was just really young, but he was
Right.
God, what's such an amazing energy. He was kind of very, very chill in person, but you hear his music and it just had this liveliness, this rhythmic energy to it that just, I think it was really his soul you could hear.
Yeah.
But he was great to write these pieces with too, and just I think about him a lot, and I do his voice often. He passed away in 2014, I think, 14 or 15.
Natural.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, these are based on Mark Strand poems. Here's the book.
Nice. Wait,
I won't read the
Are you playing on
poem.
an acoustic grand?
I am actually playing on an acoustic grand. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm going to stare at you the whole time I play. And I didn't even think of that. I probably should have repositioned the piano. Oh, you know why? Because I think initially we were going to do just audio, or this will probably be available audio only in some cases, but the video sometimes. Yeah. So do you want me to move it around, or should I just give it a go? And
well, no. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm cool with anything, but do you want to have audio only for your piece?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, it's probably better because I just realized I have like pajama bottoms on. We both got up this morning and like I haven't done anything to prepare for being seen. So yeah, you know what? And I have my computer set up like with wires coming out of it right now. It would probably take a couple minutes to actually move it. So
what would I do? I'm trying to think because I'll have it on the Buzzsprout thing and I'll have it on the YouTube. So I guess for your piece, what I'll do is I'll take a still image of if there's a Creative Commons license for the front page. Yeah,
or something.
I'll find some Creative Commons license.
This is the whole story. I know. Yeah, that probably was completely illegal what I just did. Nix that from the record.
You got it. No, even. I'll find something. I'll find some Creative Commons still image and I'll put it over the audio.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. Yeah. I'm just trying to think for myself. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we'll do this. This won't be the last time we're gonna do this. So everybody listening, you will see the piano at some point. You will see it, I promise. But yeah, I think while I play it for you, I'm gonna probably turn this microphone back. Maybe
whatever.
I don't know. But I think it'll just be straight on. I'll be looking down mostly, so you're not gonna be creeped out by me staring at the. Okay. Cool. So this. I'm just going to tell you the name of the poem. Anybody who's listening, you just look this up and have a read for it yourself. It's not my intention necessarily that you know about this poem even before I play it, but I love his poetry so much. I want to get it out there. This is a poem called The Whole Story, again by Mark Strand. And the title, basically every title of each of the movements from Vantages is a line extracted from one of these poems. So the line I took from this one is called "I May Have Lied About the Fire." Okay, I think that's all you should know. Read the poem too, though. Maybe the other thing to know is the character in the poem is on a train. So there's this very like motoric, like forward moving sense of rhythm throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, we could get sued if we said it, and I could probably get sued if I put it in the description, the actual title. I just realized because it's under copyright.
Oh, because it's a line from the poem?
No, not because it's a line. But if we said the whole poem, we'd be sued. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. If I read the poem,
he's a living poet.
He actually isn't. But
he is. Oh yeah.
Recent enough
years.
that exactly. I think it's still
we could totally get
protected.
sued. Okay, cool.
Mark Strand. Yeah.
I'll just put in the title of
Okay.
the movements, and I'll say like, here, check out Mark Strand's poetry here
Right.
or whatever.
Okay, great. Thanks, Joe. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if you don't mind too, I'm just gonna run to the bathroom very quickly.
Oh, I gotta run to the bathroom too.
Okay, good. Bathroom break, everybody. We'll be back in 2. Okay. All right.
What was it?
We're all ready. Relieved.
Stephanie, take full. Stephanie.
Right.
All right, we're rolling.
There has to be like a British accent. All right, we're rolling.
Right.
Take full, Stephanie. We have to make that happen too.
Oh,
what was it again? I think it was like.
It is technically an original song.
So. It is. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. You'll have to contact either of us.
Yeah, it's the copyright holders of Stephanie.
Yeah. Circa 2007, 8. Love it. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's the first movement of Vantage's I May Have Lied About the Fire. Got to connect my pedal here. We'll begin in 35 minutes. We're almost there.
There's the Reggie Watts thing where he's like constantly setting up for like
yeah. Always he is like working. He's like
it's like the microphone thing and
He is amazing. I love him.
Oh God.
Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Pedal initiated. iPad is on. Here we go.
So that was great.
Thank you.
You're coming in and out on Zoom, so
Oh.
I felt terrible. I didn't want to tell you when you started playing.
Right, right.
It felt improper, but it was a
Okay.
yeah. So I'm hoping that
Yeah.
obviously your mic picked up that entire thing perfectly. But
Right.
if it's done entirely through Zoom, will the resultant audio in Zoom be what I heard?
This is what I've been wondering about. Yeah, this is the first time I've done like recorded music kind of thing through Zoom. So
Right.
I think the answer to that question will be evident when I actually like see the file and what it looks like. I wonder, yeah, if it will be exactly what you heard, or if it will, I guess, record it in a smoother way. I'm not really sure.
Do
Um,
you Okay, if it ends up being what I heard, there was
right.
coming in and out.
Yeah.
Keep it or can it?
If it ends up being choppy, well, it depends how choppy it is.
Well,
If
yeah,
it's
I mean
like,
it's obvious it's a good
yeah,
performance, but it's just coming in and out through the radio.
right, right. If
Sometimes,
it,
not all the time.
oh, I see, man.
Because obviously, technically, it's a good performance, but how much should you account for?
I think if it's getting
We'll
in
find
the
out.
way of the composition itself, then it would probably
I got a
maybe,
sense of the arc of it.
okay.
Hopefully,
But
hopefully it's
yeah.
what the mic actually picked up on your side.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. I'll
We'll see.
see
We'll see.
when
Let's
when
just
we
keep going.
end
I don't
this.
want to.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, sorry. I guess we're sort of we're feeling this out now and seeing what works best. And then
Yeah,
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 next time
for
I
sure.
think maybe next time it might be better to have it recording to like the DAW at the
Yeah, but it
same
might
time
not.
or something.
It might work fine.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, there could be something sort of kitsch or
Hmm.
collector's item about this if this podcast really ends up blowing up because it'll be like this is the Zoom live
Yeah.
cut of this
Yeah,
famous composer's piano
exactly.
with a composer playing.
Well, that's what I liked. I
You know what I
wanted to
mean?
try it because
Yeah.
this is I like got a little nervous, like because I was like I haven't had that feeling in a
Yeah,
while
yeah, 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 yeah.
of like having to play something, and it's really nice actually. So well, let's hear how it comes out, and then
Yeah, yeah,
my view is that if it inhibits the listener from experiencing like the piece
yeah.
as a whole, like if it then it would be a problem. But
Right.
if there's just like a couple choppy moments and you kind of got the idea that like we're on Zoom now and it's not going to be ideal, then that's totally fine. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's just soldier on, I guess.
Oh yeah, sure. Do you want to hear the next movement too? I was debating whether or not to do that. I'm happy to.
Entirely up to you.
Let's do it. It's a little quieter, although this time if it's really 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 choppy, maybe do you want to just like say, "Hey Paul, stop."
I'll say hey Paul. I'll say hey
Yeah,
Paul.
say that because I wasn't looking up the whole time.
Perfect.
I'm
Okay.
like looking to the side here, but
Right. I mean,
and
you should be on the. I should be on the
yeah.
music or whatever. So, yeah.
Hopefully this one. No, 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 no. Hopefully this one should be better. It's a much quieter dynamic. Although I don't know
Play
if it.
that for something.
Yeah,
Some
this is the movie you
concert
played.
somewhere.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
maybe at MSM or something.
Yeah.
Well, you played my two piano piece with me too at your.
Sprocket.
Yes, yes,
Sprockets. Yeah, that was great.
that's right.
That was a lot of fun.
Sprockentingy. Yes.
Who the heck turned? Wait. So Ken turned your pages. Who the heck turned my pages?
That was Kate Goddard. She turned your pages. I remember. Did they come back to you, or did I just make that up? I'm trying to remember. I think it was her. Yeah.
Wait, did I do a piece with Kate Goddard at that recital? I must have, right? Why was she there?
Unless she was just coming to, because she would have come to see your recital anyway. I don't know. Was she playing something? She probably was, because you recruited a few people for that. You had stuff. I remember where you had singers,
Right.
um, like more than one singer, and you
Right.
on piano. Maybe she was part of that. Even was it like multiple singers and a violin?
Oh,
Or yeah.
she played that movement from
from Bach's Fuck It Auf
Oh, okay.
from the
Okay.
cantata.
Yeah. Crazy. What year was that? That was 2000,
Well, I was at MSM from 2012 to 2014, so it might have been
2014. So
2013.
it's somewhere in there. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's right. I remember being backstage with Ken and you and Kate was there. Was she turning? I think she was turning pages for you because she came up to me afterwards and was just like, "Oh, that was great!" Like in the way that she was like looking at the music, like while we were,
Right.
unless she just heard it. But yeah, I think that's what happened.
Wow. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's it. It was funny
Yeah.
looking back on that.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to play this next movie?
Yeah. I know. Let's play next one.
Okay. It's a real knee slapper, this next one. I no, it's like the opposite. This one is based on a more popular Mark Strand poem. It's called Keeping Things Whole.
Right.
So I really recommend looking that up. The line that I took from this, which is the title of my movement, is called "I move to keep things whole." Very well, I think reading the poem again is sort of the best way to kind of get the sort of atmosphere. But one of the first lines I think he says is like an absent field. I think I kind of like jumped off of that. I'm looking at my tempo marking right now, and I said like an absent field to say this.
Clearly from the actual
Yeah.
poem. Yeah.
I think, one of the reasons that I was so attracted to his poetry was kind of this, I mean, to me, what over the years of like listening to the music that I've loved and even reading the literature and poetry that I love, with the American authors or composers, there is always this like sense of space and just like a very specific tone to me that feels like truly American. I think Strand really like just nails the bullseye with that kind of tone, and it's hard to describe. I think reading the poem is probably the best description I can give. But I have this feeling of when I feel the true Americana, it's this sense of open space, this kind of the beauty in the simplicity. When you think of a lot of like Copland's music like that, based on like Shaker themes or like Shaker furniture or something, like it's very plain, but there's like beauty to the construction, to the material. It's that's what I'm trying to kind of go after in a lot of my music, is like trying to find that tone that feels to me uniquely American in the works that I've really admired a lot. So I think that's probably the best thing I could say before playing this, but it's very meditative. I tried to make the listener sort of lose concept of time in it too. It's very much just this like kind of in line with the Brian Eno kind of like, what do they call it, ambient music or something. It's like music. You could sort of just like sit inside of this space and not really care so much about like the left to right time. So here we go. I move to keep things whole. There we go. It's funny to like finish and then be like,
Hello.
"Hello, I am
Hello.
birthed."
I am Beth. That's great.
Thanks. Yeah, did the sound come through okay on that one?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so sometimes I wonder if it's like part Wi-Fi or part like this like ceiling that the sound has, and it sort of cuts out because it's too loud or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, kind
I had
of
to figure it out.
if it thinks that I'm talking, or if it hears noise from my thing, or
Right. It'll cut out or something. We'll figure that out once I hear the audio. It might
we'll
be
figure it
choppy.
out.
I'm sure it's good enough though. I kind of like that it's just really this moment that it captured. I think that's more important than it being this like perfect rendition.
Okay, good.
So, but yeah, I'll listen to it just to see how ridiculous it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, just send it to me, whatever the heck you got, and I'll edit it all together.
Beautiful.
Or I'll edit it apart. Basically, I'll break this off into little tidbits.
However you want to break it up. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this was awesome.
Yeah.
We got to do this more.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Anytime.
Okay, wait. So let me just end the podcast, and then maybe we'll talk later after this if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Just concludes the Famous Musicians podcast, which I said this was episode 38, but probably by the time you get to this, it'll probably be like something like episode 41 or 42. So thanks for listening to all those episodes, and support the show on Patreon. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.